The age-old question, should you rent or buy a home? Feels like everyone has a strong opinion, often based on emotion or outdated advice. You've probably heard things like, renting is just throwing money away, or owning a home is the best investment you can make. But what if I told you that most of these common beliefs are based on a misunderstanding of the real numbers? Today, we're going to ignore the noise and do the actual math. We'll dive deep into a comprehensive financial breakdown comparing renting and buying side by side. This isn't about feelings, it's about a clear mathematical analysis. We'll look at everything, the obvious costs, the hidden expenses, and the powerful concept of opportunity cost. By the end of this, you'll have a framework to decide what truly makes the most financial sense for you. The answer might genuinely surprise you. Let's start by setting up a realistic scenario. Imagine two friends, Sarah and Ben. They both have the same income and the same amount of money saved up for a down payment. Let's say $50,000. They live in the same city, and they're both considering a similar-sized apartment. Sarah decides to buy her apartment for $500,000. She uses her $50,000 for a 10% down payment and gets a mortgage for the remaining $450,000. Ben, on the other hand, decides to continue renting an identical apartment right next door. He'll pay a monthly rent, but he gets to keep his $50,000. This is a crucial detail we'll come back to. Now, let's break down Sarah's monthly costs as a homeowner. The most obvious cost is her mortgage payment. Assuming a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage at an interest rate of 6%, her principal and interest payment would be about $2,698 per month, but that's just the beginning. Homeownership comes with a long list of other expenses that renters don't have to worry about. First up are property taxes. These vary wildly by location, but a common estimate is around 1% of the home's value annually. For Sarah's $500,000 apartment, that's $5,000 a year, or about $417 per month. Then there's homeowner's insurance, which is mandatory for anyone with a mortgage. Let's budget another $100 per month for that. And we can't forget maintenance and repairs. A widely used rule of thumb is to set aside 1% of the home's value per year for these costs. Things break, roofs leak, and appliances need replacing. This is another $5,000 a year, or $417 per month, that Sarah needs to budget for. Finally, if she lives in a condo or a community with shared amenities, she'll likely have homeowners association HOA fees. These can cover things like landscaping and pool maintenance. Let's add a conservative $300 per month for HOA fees. So, let's add it all up for Sarah, the homeowner. We have her mortgage payment of $2,698, property taxes of $417, insurance of $100, maintenance of $417, and HOA fees of $300. Her total monthly cost of homeownership comes out to be a staggering $3,932. A huge portion of this isn't even building equity. In the early years of a mortgage, most of the payment goes toward interest, not the principal loan amount. For Sarah, in her first month, only about $448 of her $2,698 mortgage payment actually reduces her loan. The other $2,250 is pure interest, paid directly to the bank. So, her non-equity or sunk costs each month are the interest $2,250, taxes $417, insurance $100, maintenance $417, and HOA fees $300. That adds up to $3,484 per month. This is the amount of money she's spending that she will never get back, very similar to the concept of rent. Now let's turn our attention to Ben, the renter. He's living in an identical apartment next door. Let's say his monthly rent is $2,800. He also has to pay for renter's insurance, which is much cheaper than homeowner's insurance, at about $20 per month. His total monthly housing cost is $2,820. On the surface, it seems like Ben is spending less than Sarah each month. But this is where the comparison gets really interesting, and where most people stop their analysis. The key difference isn't just the monthly payment. It's what Ben can do with the money he didn't spend on a down payment, and the extra cash he has each month. This is the concept of opportunity cost. Ben still has his $50,000 that Sarah used for her down payment. He decides to invest this lump sum into a low-cost, diversified index fund, which historically has an average annual return of around 8% over the long term. Furthermore, let's compare their total monthly outlays. Sarah is spending $3,932 per month. Ben is spending $2,820. That means Ben has an extra $1,112 every single month compared to Sarah. Instead of just spending this extra cash, Ben decides to be smart. He invests that $1,112 every single month into the same index fund. Now he has his initial $50,000 investment, plus an additional $1,112 being invested month after month. This is where the power of compounding really starts to work in Ben's favor. His money is not just sitting there, it's actively working for him, generating returns that are then reinvested to generate even more returns. Meanwhile, Sarah's investment is her home. The value of her home will hopefully go up over time. This is called appreciation. Let's assume a historical average home appreciation rate of 4% per year. So, after the first year, her $500,000 apartment is now worth $520,000. That's a $20,000 gain on paper. It looks pretty good, right? But remember, she's also been paying thousands in interest, taxes, and maintenance. Let's fast forward 5 years and see how Sarah and Ben are doing. After 5 years, Sarah's apartment, appreciating at 4% annually, would be worth approximately $608,326. Her initial $500,000 property is now worth over $600,000. During this time, she's also paid down some of her mortgage principal. After 60 payments, her remaining mortgage balance would be around $420,000. So her home equity, which is the home's value minus what she owes, is about $188,326. That seems like a fantastic return on her initial $50,000 down payment. But we have to subtract all the sunk costs she paid over those 5 years. That includes all the interest, taxes, insurance, maintenance, and HOA fees. Over 60 months, those costs add up to a massive $209,040. So, her net position is her equity gain minus her sunk costs. The true financial benefit is far less than it appears on the surface. Now let's look at Ben. He invested his initial $50,000. Assuming an 8% annual return after 5 years, that lump sum would have grown to about $73,466. But that's not all. He also invested an extra $1,112 every single month for 5 years. That stream of investments, also growing at 8%, would be worth about $81,444 after 60 months. Adding those two together, Ben's total investment portfolio after 5 years would be worth approximately $154,910. This is pure liquid cash. He can access it any time. Sarah's equity, on the other hand, is tied up in her property. So after 5 years, Sarah has about $188,000 in home equity. But she's spent over $209,000 in sunk costs to get there. Ben, the renter, has a liquid investment portfolio of nearly $155,000. It's created from his initial seed money and the difference in his monthly expenses. The numbers are surprisingly close. The debate then hinges on a few critical variables. What if the housing market appreciates faster than 4%? Or what if the stock market has a bad few years? These are the real-world factors that can tip the scales. For example, if Sarah's home appreciated at 6% annually instead of 4%, her home equity after 5 years would be significantly higher, likely making her the clear winner. Conversely, if the stock market is flat for 5 years, Ben's investment portfolio would grow much more slowly. Another huge factor is how long you plan to stay in one place. Buying a home comes with high transaction costs. When Sarah decides to sell, she'll likely pay around 6% of the sale price in commissions to real estate agents, plus other closing costs. On her $608,000 apartment, a 6% commission is over $36,000. This is a massive cost that eats directly into her profits. If you only plan to live somewhere for a few years, it's almost impossible to overcome these transaction costs and come out ahead. Most financial experts agree that you should plan to stay in a home for at least 5 to 7 years to make the math of buying work in your favor. If your career or lifestyle means you might move sooner, renting offers far more flexibility without the financial penalty. So, what's the verdict? The truth is, there's no single right answer. The rent versus buy decision is not a one-size-fits-all formula. It's a complex equation with many personal variables. Buying can be a powerful tool for building wealth, primarily through forced savings and appreciation. But it comes with high costs, illiquidity, and significant risk if the market turns or you need to move unexpectedly. Renting, when done smartly, is not throwing money away. It's paying for flexibility and freedom from the responsibilities of homeownership. By investing the money you save, you can build wealth just as effectively, and sometimes even more so than a homeowner. The key is to run the numbers for your specific situation. Look at local home prices, typical rent for a comparable property, current interest rates, and property tax rates. Be honest about how long you plan to stay and whether you have the discipline to invest your savings if you choose to rent. Don't let emotions or societal pressure dictate one of the biggest financial decisions of your life. Do the math, understand the trade-offs, and make the choice that aligns with your financial goals and your lifestyle. I hope this mathematical breakdown has given you a new perspective on the rent versus buy debate. The real answer lies in the numbers, not in old adages. If you found this analysis helpful and want to learn more about making smart financial decisions, make sure to subscribe to my channel, Financial Cake. We break down complex financial topics into simple, actionable advice every week. Thanks for watching.